Part of determining whether robotaxis make sense for the companies that are pursuing that market is to examine how robotaxis fit into the rest of the business. Uber got out of developing their own robotaxis a while ago. Uber's theory was that autonomous robotaxis would be the key to making Uber profitable and scalable in the long term, but robotaxis are an immense product development challenge. Uber has a large ride-hailing customer base, but that turns out to be not enough to support the lengthy and expensive development of robotaxis in-house. Now Uber is partnering with, for example, Waymo to integrate Waymo's service into Uber's overall product offering. This isn't as redundant as it might seem. While Waymo is focusing on ride-hailing exclusively, Uber has food and product delivery services as well as ride-hailing. The premise is still pretty thin, though. Unsurprisingly, in addition to having what seems to be the best autonomous vehicle technology in the Waymo robotaxis, that technology exists in the context of a deep base of related technologies as well as business synergies within Alphabet. Google Maps is a dauntingly dominant geospatial data provider with first-party data acquisition capabilities. Android Automotive is a platform for in-vehicle applications. Google's tensor processing chips power onboard AI driving hardware. Google's advertising business already generates revenue for Google Maps, and that has obvious in-vehicle potential as well. If it can scale, and Google is in the process of scaling, robotaxis make a lot of sense in the Alphabet portfolio of businesses. In response to what may seem like Waymo's crushing advantage in geospatial data, Tesla will tell you they've got 5 million cars out there collecting data. There's a big caveat, however, to Tesla's data collection. It's all done through cameras. So if 2D image data proves to be insufficient to support good decision-making in autonomous vehicle software, Tesla's got to collect or buy 3D geospatial data in order to make robotaxis work. Then there's the question of just how much synergy FSD has with ambitions to build a robotaxi service. There is a large obvious overlap between robotaxi requirements and autonomous driving in a personal vehicle, but it's also plausible that Tesla doesn't fully appreciate the distance between having no driver at all and having a driver that only occasionally needs to intervene in FSD. If you meet an Elon fan who tells you otherwise, just ask them if they would feel just as comfortable commuting in the back seat as in the driver's seat with FSD. FSD has become a running gag, and a robotaxi service is plausibly a pivot toward a more clearly defined and circumscribed goal. The odd little two-seat robotaxi Tesla showed on a movie set seems more like a repurposed low-cost vehicle, prototype rather, than a purpose-built robotaxi. The idea that Tesla owners could rent their Teslas to a robotaxi fleet faces headwinds regarding insurability and the ability to present a robotaxi user interface in a vehicle that wasn't equipped the way dedicated robotaxi vehicles are equipped. Tesla at the moment is coming up on an earnings call that will report declines in sales, in profits, and in revenue, while the stock at the same time has reached a price-to-earnings ratio of over 120, all-time highs in absolute terms as well. Hype and showmanship are part of doing business, and the effectiveness of Elon's social media campaigns versus conventional marketing can't be denied, but it can also be entirely too successful. GM saw robotaxis as an adjacent market to car manufacturing. Why did they quit the business? GM could no longer gamble on Cruise maturing as a product for an indeterminate amount of time. GM lacked other synergies with robotaxis that might have made the risks associated with continuing funding for Cruise worthwhile. Amazon is also well equipped to get into the robotaxi business with Zoox, perhaps surprisingly so. AWS has a geospatial data product, and they've got all the compute power needed for autonomous vehicle AI. Their vans, whether autonomous or not, are out there in the world collecting a lot of useful data, in addition to that being collected for the geospatial product. Like Google, Amazon has a large, successful advertising business. Amazon is also unafraid of messy relationships, so the fact that they've got electric vans from Rivian, who have joined up with VW for a software joint venture, fits with Amazon's culture of being unbothered by duplication and overlapping product development areas. Amazon has legendary tenacity and patience if they believe an initiative will make money eventually.